Da-da-da. Hey, what's up, people? What's up? I'm gonna wait a few seconds for people to possibly sign on, but I wanted to. Which ones do I do first? These at all? These, right? Okay. So hey guys, happy week ahead spread. Happy week ahead in general. Just wanted to let you know I didn't pre-shuffle these cards, so I'm shuffling them while I'm on here, but also I'm standing up this time around because that's what I was getting to do, which I feel as though it's going to be a lot more like, woo, you know, like definitely coming through, like a lot, like more direct messages coming through. Because I always never want to waste people's times, right? But like at the same time, at the same time, I want to kind of, where am I at? Okay. I want to kind of like do me at the same time. So if you're like getting bored or whatever, like totally switch off, come back on again later, like it's not even a big deal. Also, I wanted to let you know that since this is a live video, my Jima, I'm like Jima sitting, so she might, and so she's older, she's like in her 90s, so she's like, sometimes she calls for me if she doesn't see people around her for too long, so, because like she forgets that people are home or whatever, so amongst other things. I mean, it's like, I don't even know, I'm not her brain, I don't know what goes on in her brain, but like she calls for me sometimes, so like if she calls for me, I'm just gonna have to peace out for a second and then come back in. I've decided to go a little romantical today with the lighting because I just feel as though calm is really good. Like I love bright lights, but I also really like dimmed lights. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like this was 0202. In case that means anybody, in case that means something to you guys, that I just saw that. So, so happy to be here. By the way, so happy to be here. What was I gonna say? Okay, so let me just concentrate for a second to ask, holy shit, hold on one second. Ugh. Is this a part of the reading? Oh, I'm getting yes, okay. Alright, so let me just like breathe and like do this real quick and concentrate. Are we doing 4 cards or 5 cards? Fuck, I forgot. I think it's... Shit, hold on one second, guys. Because I can't do 2 things at one time. So I'm going to have to sing to you. Oh my gosh, but like literally, too bad you're not here with me right now physically because it smells so freaking divine up in here. With, I'm shaking you, but there's a reason for it. Hold on one second. Here it is. Hold on. I move some stuff around. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's 4. Okay. So, alright. Highest and best cards, please, for the 4 categories that we need for this upcoming week. Thank you, 18. Thank you. Please place them at the top of this deck. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here now? Woohoo! Be your love tonight. Okay. Nice, guys. Nice. Okay, hold on. We're gonna... Let's... I'm just like... this is so exciting. If you guys saw, like, what I set up here for myself, like, for today, this is why I'm like... This is why I'm like extra super excited to come at you guys with this reading, because I just like, I feel as though things are getting to where they need to be a little bit, right? Even though like everything's temporary. Like with me, everything's temporary, so it's like not everything, but you just set yourself up for that, so you're not like, why isn't it permanent? You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. I just dropped so many cards. I'm like scared to play music, but I kind of want to. Should I play music? Okay, no, I'm getting no. I actually am getting no. Like I'm feeling no, because I just feel very peaceful right now. And I feel as though it's coming through, which is really good, like with the luxury of having a, what is it called, aromatherapy oil diffuser. Oh man, these are the best. They're the best. If you don't have one, go to Walmart. Like, you can get one for like under 20 bucks. It's so damn good. I have a pineapple one. Well, pineapple, I used to have a pineapple, but then because the top broke, I was so mad. I was so like, but you can still use it like this, but like, it's basically, it has like an invisible pineapple over it. That's what I like to think. That's what I like. Okay. So let me concentrate. All right. Back at it. All right. So A-team, I need, please, the highest and best 4 cards from this deck to be placed at the top of this deck that clearly describe this upcoming week ahead in terms of the divine feminine energy. Thank you. Do I stop shuffling right here, right now? Do I stop shuffling right here, right now? Okay. Awesome. 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Oh, nice! Okay, I'm going to share all of this goodness with you. It's going to be really positive, guys. Positive week ahead. We're coming out of these, energies. Like, you know, the energies that were, like, maybe not so, oh, that's what I'll do. Nice. Nice. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just like, you know, you gotta get yourself prepped. Because you know what? You deserve a really nice freaking work area. We all do. And I like to get organized so that I can just literally think better and see where I'm going. You know? It's all about that clear vision. Okay. So, what was I going to say? I have this song stuck in my head by Mariah Carey, and it's called Vision of Love, I think. Or, yeah, it's, oh my god, that one like touches my heart. It touches my heart. Okay. So, do we start? Okay. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. All right. So, the week ahead is our health. And it says, so it's the 5 of water, so there's change in emotion. It says things are not turning out the way that you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. All right, so there's going to be some ungratefulness going on this week. And it may that not be the case, but I also feel as if so there's something that you're really focused on that you really, really, really want to have come to fruition, right? So that's why things are not turning out the way that they're the way that they are supposed to be, right? Like for you, because that's what you're thinking, because of the fact that it's you're so focused on getting this one thing in your life that like you're not able to see the other things that are going on around you, right? So you're crying over that spilled milk, which is like not a big deal. You might do some complaining, you might feel a little off because of the fact that it's just like, oh, you've been putting all this like energy, you know, into yourself, and you might not see like such a, like, I want to say like self-love, but you might not like an habitual aspect of it, but you might not be feeling it in a sense, right? Because it's emotions. So it's something that you're really invested in. What I was just hearing, and I like ignored it for a second, so I'm sorry. What was it again, A-team? I'm hearing that, oh, okay, that wasn't what I was getting before, but I'm hearing loneliness. Like there's still this like patch of loneliness, and I think it's because ooh, I saw 22. Oh, 922, never mind. Well, 22, cool. So just keep the faith. This is a faith reading, guys. Always just know that whenever I come on, it's also a faith reading to, like, just keep the faith. And that's, like, my bottom line message, because of the fact that it's, like, we need to somehow get through this life, right? And the whole thing is and I stand for faith. Like, I really come off so fucking crazy sometimes because I have so much faith within me, but I've also noticed that like mine is literally drifting away from me a little bit. So, or it was, right? So until I start praying, but whenever you feel that you need to kind of, that you're like losing it, like you're just like, you're slipping away from it or it's slipping away from you, just make sure that you kind of start praying back again for it, like to have it come back into your life. But there was something else here, 18. What was it that you streamed in? Okay, let me just read it. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in a situation. All right, so stay positive. So we gotta, whenever you get a negative card, right, you gotta just switch it up. So you like, and that's really funny because I got that message earlier. It's like, just switch it up, which is things not turning out the way that you'd hoped. So tell yourself, oh, things are completely turning out the way that I've hoped. Like, that's exactly what you say in a negative or a positive situation, and it's amazing. And here it says, not seeing the positive in a situation, you're like, yo, I see the positive in every fucking situation. And just have that be the demand of this week, right? Because health is so important. Health is so important. And the thing is, I understand because, like, me too, like with the faith, like I have experienced a little lull in it, right? But the whole thing is, it's like we got to work as a collective together to kind of up and up, right? We can't just like depend on DJ Pauly D to be all positive and shit. We got to do it ourselves, right? Like that's what it is. It's like we got to work at it ourselves. We can't just depend on one person in this world or a couple of people that are really being positive. We have to like literally help each other out, help support them by like being positive. So also, if you need to like watch like positive like YouTube videos, do that for yourself, because there's all these like affirmations in the morning that you could do for yourself. There's all these just kind of go with the flow. And also what I'm getting is celebrate yourself more, which is self-love, but you're also kind of allowing yourself to play with your inner child to be like, okay, what do I need right now? What do I want to do right now? And then like have fun with it, right? Also what I'm getting is like manifesting is really fun this week. So definitely just try to do that for yourself in terms of like, oh, if like, for instance, I fell off of my Zumba game and I was pissed for a little bit, and I was like, yo, how does that happen? But like, the thing is, sometimes not to blame any families, because families traditionally are families, right? But the whole thing is, it's like I've come to the realization that like some families aren't, especially like the ones that are not like American, like or some American family. It doesn't even like, it's not even generalized towards like one type of family. It's like literally, because I was like, I could think of like American families that aren't like excited about life either. But the whole thing is, it's like there's such a comfort zone with families that like you really don't want to fucking get up and do shit when you are living with them, right? So it's like we have to just understand that this is all still temporary. So we can't beat ourselves up about it. We just have to kind of work with what we have. So what I'm saying is, a lot of times like families aren't motivational, right? So we have to kind of seek out. And the thing is too, it's like, you know how people say like you are who you hang out with, or you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with. And it's like, that's not even true either. It's like you are who you want to be, but sometimes we're not strong enough to overcome these other energies within our environment. Like we get on a roll and we do really good, but then us humans are imperfect, so we kind of like end up coming back into like some kind of lull, right? And we're just like, okay, because we're like not seeing, right? We're not seeing like the bigger dreams coming true for us. And, and sometimes that just can be a little disappointing, right? So it's like, just, so this, what I also suggest is doing a gratitude journal. Gratitude journal needs to be key this week so that you can kind of keep your vibes high, right? For those of you who are into makeup, makeup is huge. Like, I didn't feel like doing makeup today because I was like, I feel like being real and raw. And like, my whole thing is sometimes I look really tired with makeup. Actually, I was laughing to myself because I was like, I feel like Johnny Depp. Like, Johnny Depp, like, without like makeup is kind of, I don't know. I just felt like Johnny Depp vibes today. And which is actually really funny because him and I both have, I think the same personality test or something. Like the same personality results from a personality trait test that I've done or something like that. So it's just like really funny. So I was like, I feel like very like just fucking like, I don't know, Johnny Deppish, right? Like it's weird that I'm like, comparing myself to a guy, but like the whole thing is, it's like I just do. I feel like you know when you're like rough around the edges and you just don't fucking care what other people think. Like I think that's why I was like, fuck that shit. I'm doing what I want to do. So, yeah. So don't cry over spilled milk. Say I am, I don't know how to reverse that. Crying over spilled milk. I'm so positive. I don't know how to reverse things. Something I think just came out of my nose, so I'm sorry. It says crying over spilled milk. So like, how would you how would you do that? Crying over spilled milk. It's like, I am happy about the milk not spilled. Okay, cool. I knew this was going to be awesome. All right, so here comes the female card, Divine Feminine, for the positive vibes. And that's really what it comes down to. I'm not saying, well, is it? Yeah, I want to say it is, because us women, it doesn't have to be feminine women, but the feminine energies are what keeps the faith, right? We like have to stay strong, and like we really do function from the heart a lot of the times, even though sometimes we can't communicate it, and sometimes like we shut down or whatever. But for the most part, we as women really do function from the heart. There was somebody a long time ago that said to me, or I can't remember, something I learned it somehow somewhere, where a guy turned to another guy and said, yo, I would only watch like girls play soccer, and I thought it was like a sexual thing, and he was like, and the guy was like, why? Because because they're women or whatever. He's like, no, they play with so much more heart than the dudes. And it's like, wow, that's so true though, because like whatever we do as women, we put our fucking like drive and souls into it, and it's just like it kind of gets like, yeah, I mean, it kind of gets a little intense, especially for like, I'm a Scorpio rising and like a Capricorn sun, so like it can get really intense with like the freaking depth and like the deepness of it in terms of like your go-gettingness is like a little cray. So yeah, so the whole thing is, look for a sign. So you can actually even be asking for a sign also, like whenever you feel in like a slump mode, just know you still got cups filled, guys. Like that's the whole thing. Like you might not see them, because what I'm getting here is also like, you have your cups filled. You may be looking backwards to be like, oh, like, why didn't that work out? Or you may be like doubting and questioning some things. But also, just, this one's really interesting, because do you see how there's like in the farness of the water, like when the water gets a little kind of, oh, I like this sunlight, the light coming through there. When you look like too far out into the water and it gets dark and it just, things seem to like disappear. It's like that is portrayed here, where it's like things are going on behind the scenes. So you kind of have to just like, even though you know that the holiday season are coming, and if like you're not happy about something, whether it be a relationship or whatever, and I feel like this is kind of geared more towards relationships, guys, this reading. So the whole thing is, okay, so the whole thing is, thanks, A-Team. I don't know where my mind just went, and I had to like ask them something, and then I was like, oh shit, okay. So anyhow, thank you. So long story short, so just know that they're working on the same thing that you're envisioning for yourself behind the scenes, and yet it could be better. And the whole thing is, it's like, but you have to keep up your positivity in order to work with your A-Team on the other side to kind of give them a boost, right? So it's, again, think of the infinity symbol. It's like, what you give is what you're going to receive. What you give support to is what you're going to receive support to, right? When you need it, and it's not, again, it's not that energy of like, oh, you're only giving to get. It's like literally just make sure you're pre-giving in order to receive when you need to receive, right? So again, in your lull times, ask for a sign and you will get it, and that excites the living shit out of your inner child, which is amazing, because then you're like, woohoo, all giddy and like, yes, you know what I'm saying? Actually, it's hilarious. Do I show this right now? Yeah, look, bottom of the deck, yes. So it's like, so that's why I had to share that, because I was like, yes, for this week, it's excitement, even though it's like, whatever, dude, you can handle all of it. But the whole thing is, interestingly enough, this could also mean Five of Water, changing your emotions. So whatever you've been feeling this way about could actually come forward this time around. So that's really interesting. So, and look for the sign could also mean like synchronicity, synchrodestiny, which is what Deepak Chopra calls it. So, so things are going to be in alignment. So that could also be the case for some of you. That's what just came through. Are we moving on to the next? Yes. Okay. So next one, financial wealth. Okay. Financial wealth. Ooh! King of Fire. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Now, I get mentor vibes from this really, like, right off the bat. Whether you're going to be a mentor to somebody or somebody's going to be a mentor to you, or both ways, it can work out both ways. I just feel though, oh, thank you, A-Team. I feel as though somebody's coming after you though, like in terms of a good thing. Like they've, I want to say, don't look at it as a sexual way, like they've nailed you, like they've found you, they've decided, like financial wealth, like it's funny. It's like they've nailed you in a good way, but they've also grown themselves to then kind of work themselves within your vibes, if that makes any sense. So here is like, you're working, like, I really feel you're working diligently, full focused on your own, financial wealth and health. Amen. And you're coming out on top. King of Fire is like, damn, it's like, and it's quick results, right? It's like transmuting the negative, what you no longer wanted to see. And then it's kind of like, again, the opposite is happening of what you've been experiencing. And now it's also like, look at this card. It's on a grand scale, guys. Like that's a really big, we're in the 22-minute. That's so interesting. All right. So 22 is a huge number this week. Which is, I believe, keep the faith. I don't have my phone around me, but it is keep the faith. Part of it is keep the faith. So keep the faith this week. Because something's opening up very grandly this week. So this guy is on his dragon. I was going to say dragon pet. And he's nailing. Oh, it's funny. He has a sword in his hand as if he's about to go after something, like kind of like stab it, like nailing it, So the aim is so pure that you're going to end up like just busting right through everything with the fire energy and just coming out on top, because he's now out on top where he like feels really empowered, with himself. Is there anything else I need to say here right now? Okay, moving on. There's something better. Okay, cool. So what you're going after this week, I really don't like this bump that's going on. I'm trying to like get rid of it. Okay. So, what was I going to say? So there's something better. So you're actually going after something better, which is so interesting, because I guess with this fire energy here, you've gained some clarity, right? So clarity is totally coming through. And even though it's like Mercury retrograde this week, it's like whatever, but you've gained some clarity, and you might be going back to something that actually seems a lot better now than it did before. So you're going to kind of try to get more ambitious about it. Yeah. Focus, 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 communicate with vision, and be a leader. Also, it's really interesting. Communicate with vision and be a leader is actually pretty huge. It's like, make sure that, and it's funny, communicate with vision and be a leader. It's like around this time of Mercury retrograde where things are getting a little wonky about communication. I just feel as though you have to really, this is interesting. Speak about this point of what they're telling me, which is, here's my belief on the Mercury retrograde, like my quick belief. Excuse me. So people get a little crazy about this Mercury retrograde, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, everything's gonna go fucking haywire," and like you got to really be careful of what you say and your communication, all this stuff. And it's like you actually have to be a little careless, okay, when it comes to something like this. So more so, like if you kind of put more pressure on your mind, you're going to come out and say something stupid, you know, because you're trying to get it right, you're trying to get it perfect. But if you know that your communication is divinely coming from your heart with love, right? Then you have nothing to fear. So that's also another like repetitive message that I've been getting as of late. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that for any Mercury retrograde or anything that goes on at all. This is why it's so important for us to stay in our hearts and communicate with our hearts, like in terms of like our feelings, but like we all like, yes, feelings first, which a lot of us don't do. But at the same time, we have to learn how to even speak with by speak, you know, because like a lot of people. Okay, so here's your option. Your option is to go out into the world and speak of your feelings in a camouflaged way, right? Where you're just like expressing yourself transparently, but like not crazily, right? And then you also have another option, and these are literally your only two. So don't fucking try anything else. If you come up with something better, fine, try it. But I'm saying I don't think so. Then your other option is to stay in your heart space, right? Which is also what the first option would give you too. You would have to stay in your heart space for it. But you have to stay in your heart space, and you have to be courageous enough to talk about your feelings to somebody else and to be transparent with that too. So that's the only way that you're going to get by on actually clearing up, or how about this? Like not getting by, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like bypassing all that complication of the Mercury retrograde communication, right? So, also just have patience too. It takes a lot of patience to communicate with somebody else, because you also have to realize that you're not just communicating with their words. You're communicating by listening to their heart, their body language, their tone of voice. A lot of the times you don't even listen to the tone of voice, because we got that all fucked up too. A lot of the times you just need to listen to the message, which is something that I constantly have to be reminded of, because our unexpressed emotions can actually come out through the tone of which we say it. Say something that has nothing to do with what we're saying, but yet that tone of voice behind it is just like so, like it could be so nasty, right? But it's not actually the tone that we're supposed to listen to. It's the message coming through. So thank you so much, Gabriela Flores with Soul Excelsior. Go check her out. She's the one who taught me that, and I almost never forget it, right? Like may I never forget that, because that is such a big deal. I mean, there's so many good golden nuggets, right, in this life that you want to kind of like hold on to. And I like pray all the time that I'm like, whenever I get an aha moment, I'm like, let that stick, you know? So all aha moments, may they just stick, because that would be fucking beautiful. This way we don't have to like relearn things, right? So again, you're going after something, so something's looking really hot, right? Like this in terms of financial gains. I feel like what I'm hearing is it's like a dream that you're going after that like you thought once was not not going to happen for you. Like maybe you talked yourself out of it or something, but now it's divine timing for it. So you're gonna love it. Okay, they want me to talk about, okay, so for instance, so here's a story that just happened to me today in terms of why I'm so excited. It's like, okay, so I knew that I had, this is like really kind of crazy, this story, but I'm going to say it anyway. I have these two kind of stands, right? And they have drawers, and, and like I was doing, so if you follow me on Facebook, on my Facebook page, I literally posted a little story yesterday that I failed at something, wanting for it to come to fruition, and it didn't, and I was like, fuck, I failed. I was like, whatever, this is like not gonna work, right? So it was more so because I was like kind of doing feng shui within my house, and I was trying to see if I can actually create like a little desk area for myself, right? Like a little workspace, little work desk, right? And so it's so funny because I was like, oh man, I really wanted it. And I showed the universe that I was like, I really went after this, but it didn't work. So it's like, fuck it. So today I ended up going for a walk, and I ended up finding this like piece of like, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like a surface based type of like plaque, right? And I like looked down at it and I'm like, would that work? Because that's all I needed for this project to kind of like come to completion, right? And I was eyeballing it and I was like, yeah, that's gonna work, right? I'm really good at eyeballing things. Like it's just, I don't know what they call that, but like I'm just really good at doing that. Yesterday I think I was tired and I was just actually kind of excited to move things around to see if it would work without measuring. So I was like way off, and I was like, yo, that never happens. But like the whole, because usually I'm off by a smidge, right? Like if that were to happen. But I was like, I'm usually never off, but I was like, whatever. I gave it to myself to be like, dude, you're human too. You're gonna fuck up, and you know, at least you did it. So again, the trying comes after. You can say, okay, I tried, but you can't say you tried before you actually did something. That's what I learned from that lesson. So the whole thing is, so today I'm going for a walk, and like one of the cards that I got for myself today was, it was like, what did it say? It said something like, oh, follow through on your, like, I guess on your promises or something like that. So this is me doing one of my promises, because I said I was going to come on, yeah, yesterday I said I was going to come on today, or I was going to post today, however that was supposed to happen. And so it was funny. So I was like, so I did that project yesterday. I went for a walk today, and I found something way better than I ever would have expected. So I took it home with me, and I was like, oh my God, this is so going to work. And I took it home, and it got me so excited because I love Feng Shui in this sense. Like when it's like surprise Feng Shui, it's like, okay, so you're like manifesting something, you're like, you know, you're doing the work, and you're like, yo, I really need a surface, like you see a vision, right? But yet you don't have all the materials just yet, you know, that could be the case sometimes. And all of a sudden it pops up. So it's like that quick, that kind of vision came to fruition, which is that's why I wanted to relay that story, is because that quick, your financial wealth health will come to fruition. It's going to be like a boom boom, like, you know, one day you're working on something, might not look like it's like, oh man, maybe we're back at square one with this thing. But then it's like the next day it's like something fucking opens up and pops out, just like the wings of this dragon, right? So the wings of this dragon can be completely closed, but then it's all of a sudden it's like pop out, and then it's like you have your answer, you have your like your doorway through to the solution of what needs to be done for that certain project, right? So that was a very long story, not short. So short story long, that's basically how I go into it. So yeah, so they wanted me to share that with you because of the fact that it's kind of like, it helps you like visualize, or, you know, you can hear a story behind the fact of how you can kind of connect things into your life, right? And also, you know, I love storytelling because storytelling really makes you end up really kind of like seeing what the other person is trying to express to you. So this week, or up until like throughout Mercury retrograde, let that help you. Let somebody tell their story to you, right? And try to, you know, reciprocate it back to them to be like, okay, did I get this straight? You know what I'm saying? And then that's how you just double check things, and that's how you follow through. It's all good. Are we moving on to the next? Yes. The next one is real relationships. And so this one is, you have Two of Earth, very grounding, nice. And it says, too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. Now, okay, completely right now, there is some fucking major shifts happening. You are going to be so fucking, like, it's like you wanted this beautiful blessing, but it's all too big for you to handle, okay? Hey guys, what's up? I don't know what the heck was just said. I'm so sorry, I missed it, and I don't know what else. Let's see if I can. I don't know. I don't know. That's so. What a hilarious question. Do I have Do I have a thumb double jointed push tip thumb back? Sorry, I don't. Maybe I have a double jointed. I never really played with my thumbs before, guys. Great question though. I mean, that's cool. I like the random ones, so that's fun. That's purely funny. So, all right, so this one has too much going on, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. Okay, yo, that is like literally straight up the truth. So, thank you guys, by the way, for signing on. I appreciate it. In case you don't know how the live works, which I'm not like the biggest, I have no idea how the live works actually, but I'm thinking that this is going to post and you can watch it later from the beginning so that I don't have to kind of repeat everything back, but we're kind of like in the middle of reading, so just so you know. And this is for your real relationships. Okay, so interesting. This makes so much sense. Okay, so you could be between two people because this is the Two of Earth. But this is truly making a decision between, I feel, your life before or your life now versus your life ahead of you, right? Like your future life. Like which one are you going to go after? Are you going to stay with the same shit or are you going to try something new, okay? I know for me, I'm completely trying something new and I am so set on it. So, but the thing is sometimes, this is the thing, sometimes we get really freaking shit scared, right? We get shit scared that sometimes like, okay, if this opportunity is presented to you, we might be like, oh my God, this is exactly what we were waiting for. But then it's so freaking big that you're just like, I gotta step back for a second, right? Like you kind of like knew your decision if you had a vision for your life. Like if you kind of like felt out how your life was gonna go, you already made that decision, but like sometimes you can retract a little bit to be like, holy fuck, this is like bigger than I thought, you know? So I'm also feeling that with this real relationships, it is purely with relationships. So it's like this girl has been, it could be a girl, it's feminine energy, I feel. It's like, is it feminine energy? Yeah, it is. It's like a more feminine energy. So it's like, because I'm like thinking double, like this is the masculine aspect, like the masculine card set that I'm working with. But I guess it's like the masculine aspect of yourself is getting a lot more softer when it comes to real relationships. So you're like, this is like the transitions that are going on, right? So when it comes to like love, you're going to basically be able to kind of like you have to just kind of sit back and figure it out. Like what do you want out of your life? And definitely take a more playful approach, because sometimes when we're making decisions, and this can be in business, this could be in anything, when we are making a decision, sometimes the decisions are super, we make it super serious in our head, and sometimes we need to either pull back or go do something like to break off from it and then come back to it, or we just need to be like, kind of like act like a cartoon where you like get like a kid and you're like, okay, so we're gonna make decisions now and whatever. But like also like, to me, sometimes acting like a kid is also asking your A team, right? Because we all had, as well, not all of us, I actually didn't, or I don't remember if I did, you know how they have like, what is it called? The imaginary friends? Like, I never had one of those, but like your angels are that. So if you wanted to ask, again, we got ask and look for a sign at the beginning of this reading. So it's like or I said ask. Yeah, just do that for yourself so that you can get through making a decision in terms of what is right for you. When it comes to your real relationships. Also, what I was getting is like, keep it completely simple. That's exactly how you make a decision too, when you are kind of like feeling like you're like stuck in a, what do they call it? Like between a rock and a hard place or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you do it. You keep it simple. The situation will improve. So just know that as you follow what I see here is, and again, apologies for the glare, what I see here is like your North Star, which is like in a sense, your heart, right? When you follow your heart, the situation will improve. So that means you may have wanted this for the longest time, this thing coming through, this big, beautiful blessing coming through. And now it's the time to kind of accept it, but it's gonna be, it's gonna feel too much. It's going to be like, you might be in an aspect of where you're like, yo, am I even like worthy of receiving this? And this is why you may feel like it's a bit too much on you, because of the fact that it's just like, you've never been gifted such a beautiful thing, right? So just know that, go with your heart, stay grounded, and the situation will improve as you literally, this is what I'm also getting. Do I finish off that thing? That last idea? Okay. As you listen to your heart, that's what I want to say. But there's also an interesting scenario that I'm getting, is that, how do I explain this? You might seem full on committed to one person, and there's no way for you to change your way out of it, right? But just know that there might be a second person that comes into your life that will make you double think shit that is going on in your life, and you're gonna be like, fuck, like, why did this happen now and not earlier? You know what I'm saying? So, but still, just because you may seem like you're stuck between a rock and a hard space, or whatever that saying is, rock in a tough place. No, I can't get to it. You literally are being gifted this gift to be like, yo, don't forget about your heart. So make sure that you're really kind of, like, this is a second chance type of thing going on when it comes to relationships. And it could be with, like, second chance because people, Mercury retrograde, people come back around, like they say. But, just know that, go with your heart, situation will improve. And this is the thing, when you make a decision, okay, you literally have to get so simplified, and this is really going to help a lot of people out there. I just feel it. You have to get so simplified that you are only listening to your heart and not anything else outside of it. You're not listening to your mind. You're not listening to, like, because when you listen to your mind, it's like, how is that going to happen? No. You literally, you quiet up, you listen to your heart, you, like, listen to your gut feeling, whatever that, whatever that connection is, because you feel it, and then you literally will, and then just make the decision, and you will see how the entire universe conspires around you to follow through on that decision and make you the happiest fucking person you're ever going to become in this life. So, again, continuously do that. Just listen to your heart. You don't know why you're doing it. You just know that you want to be full-blown happy at the end of your life, or, like, as you're going with the flow of life. And so the whole thing is, that's why you need to get super simplified, is don't listen to any repercussions, anybody else's, any family type of advice. You listen to yourself in this life, and you listen to it, and you get courageous along with listening to your heart. You get that courageous in terms of partnering up with your heart, and you will see how the entire universe conspires. And that's how you make decisions. It's not having anything to do with, oh, well, if I do this, then I get this. Yes, that is the practical essence of it, but first comes, what does your heart want? Second comes, what are the benefits? And then fucking drive it home. That's it. That's basically all that you do. It's nothing, you have to get that simple in this life to become that happy. And that's really what it is. It's like acting like a child so that you can literally, reap the benefits of just living happy, and you'll see how things, like, unfold and what you become aware of, and you're like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, this is awesome, like, in terms of how the universe works. But some people are way too scared because they have to think they have to explain themselves. And believe me, I've been there. I've had to explain myself a lot of the time in terms of the heart. But all I say now is I literally intuition, because sometimes you don't know why you're doing things. It just doesn't feel right anymore. You end it, you move on with something else. So new beginnings, right? New beginnings. Are we moving on? Yes. So the number 4 card is business. Nice. Ooh, 7 of Earth. Oh God, I love this. Okay. Yo, your ancestors are helping you this time around. This time of year. I love it. Excuse me. It says, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. 7 of Earth. Got it. So, see, this is like an ancestor here, an ancestral tree. It's like, don't worry about a damn thing. Something sudden is going to happen in terms of, like, Earth is, like, foundational. It's, like, kind of like a, do I want to call it a fixed energy? Yeah, I guess I kind of do. Grounded is what I really want to go for. It's a grounded energy, but the 7 is kind of like I feel as though it's like sudden change, right? And you may feel ungrounded, so you may feel that there is a pause in action. You're not seeing things kind of like grow as fast as you'd want them to. Unnecessary worry might happen. In terms of like, again, you don't know if your decisions are all that greatly made, right? But again, listen to your heart. What I'm also getting is 7 is also like the 7 of Cups, for instance. I think it is in the traditional tarot. It's really so funny. Like, so I just had a side note. Like, I'm such a kid that I like forget about what tarot even means. Meanwhile, I do tarot decks, but that's because I feel like I allow it to have a fresh perspective and fresh energy every time. So it's just really interesting. That's why I feel like I'm not the greatest at tarot decks, but like this angel tarot card, like is like the angel tarot oracle cards, like are really awesome because like I can, and I do it even with tarot cards. But it's so funny because usually the tarot cards are fixed, right? Like in terms of like what they mean, but they could mean all these different things. But like I just feel as though, so I don't, when I throw around the 7 of Cups, I'm like, is that even it? I don't even know, because I just like, it's kind of like I forget on purpose so that I can have a fresh new energy with me when it arrives, right? So when I was saying 7 of Cups, I actually don't know if that's true, but I know that the 7 is, yeah, I think it is. 7 of Cups is the options, right? It's the options card. So this is like you have a lot of options going on, and and so you've planted all of them, and you're just like sitting there thinking like, shit, like I don't know, did I do the right thing? Like, like a little. But the thing is, I just feel like besides all of these worries, because worries can come up at any time, right? They're just kind of like bubbles of air trying to fill a space. Like that's what I feel like it is. But the whole thing is the 7 of Earth. You're basically, just know that your seeds are well planted this week. Nice. Feminine energy, take action. So again, North Star, guys, this is so exciting. So your aim is right. And even though it may seem like a lot is going on this week, it's like really quick, sudden change in a good way. You'll be able to handle all of it. Take it. Yeah, okay, so it's just really interesting. Like, I feel like this freaking influx coming in of like a surge, like a new wave of energy, which is so interesting. And again, it's probably, and I'm getting to look at this yes card right next to me, which is hilarious. So yeah, it's like this new energy, especially with what's it called? Especially with Mercury going into retrograde, and then us coming out of the Venus retrograde. Like, there are so many freaking shifts that are going on that we're all trying to get like accustomed to, right? Like in terms of like the settling of it. So now this is just like the switch up game, right? And we just have to kind of be conscious of that. So just know that if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, you're allowed to pause. Just like with me and this plaque that I had to bring home for my, like, to make a workspace happen, which turned out fucking fabulous. I love it. And so I get super excited because when things don't work out when you think they should, and then they work out when they actually should, it just blows your mind, and you love it extra. It's amazing. So the whole thing is, it's like, yeah, we have this energy coming in. That's what I wanted to say. Take a break in terms of like bringing this plaque home, like it was heavy, right? So I was like, and I was like only halfway down the block, but it was like still heavy, that I found myself like having to take a break. I was like, you know what the fuck? Like, I'm excited about this thing, yeah, but like I don't have to like take it home right now, like right this second. I could just like stop, pause, take a break, and like, fix myself and then like continue. It's not a big deal. So that's what you really want to do. But I know us ambitious people are just like, yo, let's get it done, let's get this shit done. But it's like, yo, just, it's okay to just pause for a second, I'm getting to look at this 8 of Earth. Is this a theme card for this week? Yeah, this is what I'm getting as a theme. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is yes, and okay, got it. So 8 of Earth, it says skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. So, all right, so a part of your work this week is going to be, or a part of your pausing, I feel, this week it's literally, I feel like it's going to be very well balanced. Like half of it is going to come to fruition, but then there's also a lot of manifesting going on, so that like half of it is being planted, right? Like it's just, that's how I feel is it's rocking this week, right? And so just know that and it makes sense because I said rocking and 8 is like the infinity symbol. So yeah, I just feel like the 8 of Earth is like a solid, what do I want to call it? Solid, grounding of sorts. Learning all there is to know about going back to school. Okay. What am I getting with this? There's so much love. Okay. All right. So what I'm getting is you're going to be relearning something about love this week and how to apply it to like all across your entire life, because no aspect of your life should be without love, right? It makes a lot of sense. That's why I think we have such a tough time, and you see that play out like during Thanksgiving with like families and stuff, how they like kind of always depict like families not getting along but being forced to be together. It's like that's the type of stuff that I feel is missing in our families sometimes, like because we're also comfortable with one another, so we miss that link of love. We like feel as though we need to like, we just naturally stop being kind to one another. We naturally like just don't think that we need to replenish the bank accounts of love within the relationship sometimes. So it's like that's all so super wrong, and I think that's why a lot of our stuff stems from family, right? Codependency, or like thoughts on family and traditional and just different, right? And so the whole thing is so why I brought that up is like, again, that's like an aspect of life where sometimes you don't see the highest and best amount of love, especially as you get older, right? Like you're so super loved when you're young, right? And then all of a sudden you get older and you're like it seems like no one fucking cares anymore. It's like, okay, yeah, you're cool. Like we knew you were gonna get older, you're doing your own thing, like no one fucking cares until like the holiday season, and then no one still kind of cares, right? But I mean, that's not really true. It's just like because we're all acting too cool for the love that like it doesn't come out, right? Like so it's like easier for us to like just shut the fuck up about it and just like know that it's there, like kind of it's like the underlying wave of things, which is beautiful, but it really needs to, just as you need validation, you need love to come out sometimes, right? I mean, a lot of the time, not just sometimes, like a lot of the time. And different people, and especially with like sensitive people, like you don't realize that some of the strongest people that are probably the most fucking sensitive people, because what they have to do is they have to fucking protect their sensitivity, and what they have to do is also they have to fucking and that's also by protecting their sensitivity, they're siding with their sensitivity. So that's me too, where it's like I've had to lay down the rules and lay down like lines to be like, you cannot fucking do this way. You can't fuck with me in this way. So it's like, I had to come up with boundaries because I need to know that my inner child is safe and my inner emotions can fucking be free and frolic and do what they got to do, you know, on the inside, rather than feeling hurt by other people on the outside all the time who are ignoring theirs, when it's literally one of your most fucking treasures never to take for granted. Really, like, that's really what it is, because it's all linked to your intuition. So it's like, it would be really fucked for somebody to come in and destroy you on such an intimate level when you need that to survive, you know? This card is truly popping out for this week too. It's justice. So again, we have the Eight of Earth, which is linked to this, you know, and it's really, oh, okay, that's interesting. I'm seeing, like, okay, I don't know why that, so both of the wings are spread out. They're like spread wide. So you're going to fly this week, okay? What am I also getting? I'm like trying to do this reversed. The eights were popping out of me, and also the 11. So you're standing, like, there's going to be a yin and yang, very balanced effect, but you're going to be standing your ground in what you have to say. You're bringing justice to yourself, right? That's going, like, you are standing in your own, like, power, right? Because you're, like, in the middle, and this could be seen as, like, you're the protector, right? Like, these two columns are protecting you. So just know that you're protected. Justice will always prevail on all of your actions. Just know that. And with that being said, that's karma. Fair and just decisions, which, fair to me, very interestingly enough, there could be some mediumship going on in your life. I feel like that's the truth since I burped to that. So, you know, you have people from the other side that are actually really helping you in terms of making your decisions. So just ask for a sign if that's what you need. Do what you know is right for you, not what is right in general, but what is right for you. Because we get that fucked up. We get that all twisted. Like, so in terms of doing what is right for you is also what is right for another. They may not see that just yet. It may come off rude, it may come off like you don't care, but in the end, as a long-term effect, they will understand that it was also right for them, that you took the right action for yourself first, right? That's the beautiful part. And stand up for your beliefs. So just like I was saying, yeah, this is you standing up for you, you know, stand up for your beliefs. Also, what I wanted to just add there is, and Archangel Raguel is somebody to call upon. So definitely write that down for yourself, just in case you need that extra tidbit of help. The other thing is, what I wanted to just end with, are we ending after my message? Yeah, okay. So another thing I wanted to end with is standing up for your beliefs came today through another, like, motivational, video that I was watching, and I may have even reposted it on my Facebook page, so feel free to go watch that. But stand up for your beliefs. He mentioned in there, he said something along the lines of, don't argue with anybody, because the thing is, it's wasting your energy. So even standing up for your belief sometimes, guys, that's also completely wasting your fucking energy. It's like, it's depleting. So just make sure that if somebody asks you, you know, like, about something about yourself, first of all, it's a beautiful thing, because that's really kind when people want to get to know more about you and your life or whatever. But there are also those people that really want to hear all about your life and then don't end up, like, they're not, like, on your side. They're just curious. They just they just want to know so that they can give you an opinion of how they can best help you. But, like, literally has nothing to do with them. It's just like, this is how your life is going. These are decisions made, and that's it. So the whole thing is, you know, make sure that you can feel out who is the person, or who are the people that you want to, you know, justify yourself to. Justify yourself, justice. It's really interesting. In terms of standing up for your beliefs, like if it's a person that you really don't see eye to eye ever, sorry for this, sorry for this, dismiss. If you see a person that, you know, that, like, if you know, like, one of your family members, for instance, and I'm always gonna go back to family, because we get how family runs, right? And I've had and maybe it's just a temporary kind of usage of, examples because of the fact that like I'm living with them now. Maybe it'll turn to something else, but like the whole thing is for right now. I'll use family where it's like, you know, a family member of yours and how they, you know, and I'm talking about the sleeping ones, like the ones that kind of like know you, they think they know you, but they really don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like those types. So, you know, you have those people that like think they know how you work and what you'll do and da 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 da. But the whole thing is they really don't know, like I said, how you work. And sometimes you don't want to stand up for your beliefs when it comes to those types of people because they're too close-minded to understand the value of the beliefs that you stand up for. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, so that would be a fucking wasted energy. Like you would be talking to a wall in that case, right? And it's beautiful because a lot of us people, like, we want to teach, we want other people to grow and learn with us, and it's a beautiful thing, and I've been there, done that, but I can tell you that right now, like, it actually took me away from the aspect of wanting to be a spiritual teacher about life, a life lesson type of teacher, and it really discouraged me from it. I'm not even gonna lie. So that's why I haven't been doing, like, any of these videos, because of the fact that, like, I just felt like I was like, yo, if I even talk, who the fuck is listening? Like, who the fuck? Because, like, I'm not being heard, right? So the whole thing is, it gets discouraging that you're just doing all this talking to the wrong fucking set of people that, you know, that society says, oh yeah, you're so loved, and you could be so loved but so not heard, right? Like, that's the fucking fucked upness of it all. Like, it's so interesting. But thank God something happened really recently with me where it's like I just spoke to one person, like, who would understand it, and we got through. We literally, just like this Two of Earth, what was it? Oh no, sorry, King of Fire. We got right into it. Like, we got so passionate about something that we aimed right for, like, the dot. So whatever was coming out had to kind of, like, do a little explosion, but it, like, aimed so fucking nice, and it hit exactly what was trying to be said for a very long time, and you just couldn't express it in words. And then it just hit, and then, you know, tears. And I was just, like, so grateful for the tears, because it was like, oh, thank God, like, at least I feel that if that person didn't hear me, which I know they did because of that, we both ended up in tears, then I was like, but in case that person did not hear me, at least I know that I released something, and I relieved myself from something, because I understood my inner situation better, rather than, you know, have it be all on, do you hear me, from like, are you listening to me? Are you paying attention to me? It's like, it's not even about that. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get other people to understand you. And it's like, that's not what you want to do. You want to understand yourself, right? So with me busting tears, I was like, yo, I hit home, and I'm so grateful, because that's where, you know, you did the work. You know what I'm saying? But it's not for these other people. It's really, like, the justice is not for these other people. It's for you and your heart and your inner child, and standing up for your inner child is literally standing up for your beliefs, right? And the funny thing is, all of us have inner children, and all of our inner children are actually about the same motherfucking concepts. But it's like, the problem with society is, like, who's listening to their hearts and their inner child versus what the outside wants from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to recommend this amazing fucking old movie that I just watched yesterday, and I was like, yo, I love how spirit works, and I'm so grateful that spirit exists, because, like, they literally, do I pick those up right now and talk about them? No, okay, pick those up in a second. They literally, I was just, like, shuffling, because I kind of like shuffling. They were literally, so they literally led me to watch this movie, and it's called Two Story House, I think that's what it's called. And I think it came out in 2000. Again, like, I think I posted it on my Facebook page, so on my Facebook page's wall, so check that out. But you gotta watch the story, because it's like so cool in terms of what they depict as a person dreaming of what they want to be and what they want to do with their life, and then surrounded by family and friends who are kind of just like traditional, right? Traditional in a European sense, and like, you know, they're not open to like different things, you know, happening, to living life differently. And it was just like, I just fucking busted tears out to that, because of the fact that it was just like so touching, and it's so much of what I've been through in my life. And I know that I'm not the only one, so definitely go check that out in terms of if you're like a renegade, and if you're, is the word renegade that I'm looking for? Yeah, a renegade. If you're like a renegade, if you're like kind of like a rebel in your, or like the black sheep, you know what I'm saying, in your family, like definitely watch that movie, because it's just so, it's such a simple movie, but it depicts so much of what, you know, a lot of us have to kind of go through in order to get our happiness, which is fucking crazy. But that's why I said, at the end of the day, just listen to your heart. Get that simple. Listen to your heart, you know? And and make sure your heart is a clean space. A lot of people are afraid to listen to their hearts because they know that they've been fucked up in their lives, right? That, like, fucked up to others, fucked up to themselves, fucked up, you know, to like, just, they're confused, you know? And it's like, this is where meditation really helps to alleviate all of that stuff and release all of what is in your heart. Because when you get into meditation, you literally do it's like an invisible cleanse, right? It's your A-team is helping you cleanse yourself. You don't know what they're doing, you just know that they're working on you, and that's it, right? So, and sometimes, you know, it's great to have an intention when you sit in meditation. Again, release is coming up, so maybe it's really good for you guys to release to awaken. Yes, thank you, A-team. So yeah, so that's basically what you do. You release all of what is not, you know, all of what is dirty from your heart, and all of what needs to be forgiven. And then you awaken. And so when you awaken, and again, this is not just for the black sheep, it's like, you know what? The black sheeps in the family are the awakened people. That's really what they are, you know? They're the ones that are the forward movers, the forward momentumers. They do something like different with their lives. They just go after it. They end up, you know, living their dream life. So the whole thing is, it's like, be courageous to be that. I'm sharing, you know, my courageous heart with you all the time when I get on here. So, but this is also, you know, my dream literally is to have the world unite as human beings, and so when I talk about, you know, Feng Shui, it's uniting the masculine and the feminine, but also we don't realize, I can post this on Instagram actually, we don't realize that we all humans have a feminine and a masculine side, but it doesn't end there. You have a yin and yang feminine side to you, and you have a yin and yang masculine side to you. So all four of those, what I like to call quadrants, or if you could picture just four cards, right? Like, it's just something, yeah. Whatever. So like, the whole thing is, if you could picture four quadrants, then all of those four quadrants need to like intermingle and kind of like merge within themselves, if you want to like merge together to become one, to then become wholesome, right? So that's the whole point of this life, is to literally go after happiness and merge your yin and yang, you know, masculine and feminine quadrants. And that's basically, you know, how you do it. But you can only merge your masculine and feminine quadrants through inner peace. And how you're going to get inner peace? Meditation. How you're going to get, you know, into meditation, it's like, you just got to do it. And so that's the whole thing. So that's, and how are you going to get your happiness? You have to take action, go after it. You have to make some fucking hardcore decisions. You have to do that for yourself so that you can see the light at the end of your own tunnel, right? So, and again, we a lot of the times, like, we think that we have to please our families, but you don't realize that by pleasing yourself, you're actually energetically pleasing your families by going after what you need to go after, and being an asshole about it sometimes. I mean, really, just to kind of like put your foot down about it. But the whole thing is, you can't be scared. Like, there's nothing to be scared about. Just be in your love factor all the time. And if you're not a meditator, or if you're not in the hang of meditation all the time, make sure that you literally just are speaking to your A team, because they will help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Life can get busy. Not everybody is a Feng Shui consultant. Not everybody finds it, you know, sacredly important to do so. Like, I find it sacredly important, but I do that instead of, let's say, working out at a gym. You know what I'm saying? Again, I find balance very interesting. I find balance very important. So the whole thing is, you know, may you awaken to balance. Oh, that's beautiful. Do I pick these cards up right now? No, okay. So I guess that's basically what I wanted to come at you and, you know, come at you with in terms of like a message and like what you needed to hear. I feel very raspy, so I'm sorry if I'm like, but I feel like maybe it's also the camera in terms of making me feel that I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not like in alignment with it for some reason. So I feel like I'm like trying to catch up to it. Yeah, so that's it, guys. That's like all that I have for you today. It's just like, damn, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much to it. So, yeah, that's your week ahead spread. And, you know, not gonna lie, I don't feel like I did such a damn good job, but like at the same time, we'll just have to see. Sometimes, like, so this is the funny part. Sometimes I have to, oh, stillness. Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sometimes you have to surrender to what it is, because you, like, it's like kind of like your mind wants to know if you're, you know, validated, but it's like, just look out for the signs, because that's actually the first feminine card that we got in our health. So just look out for the signs to see how this works out. And again, it's like the mind putting so much pressure on you, right? But it's just like, yo, just here are the cards, guys. If anything, don't listen to my messages, but look at the cards, you know? And I just feel that it is important to listen to my messages, because A, I don't talk out of my ass. I talk from my heart, and which are all right in tune with one another. Amen. But like the whole thing is like, I really don't talk out of my ass. Like whatever comes out, it's necessary for it to come out. It takes me a second or two to get kind of focused and concentrated, but it happens. It eventually happens. It eventually comes together. Yeah. All right. So blessings of balance and awakening to you this week. That'll be super fun. All right, have so much fun with your life this week, guys. Don't make it so serious, as I have been doing, actually, which I'm going to get out of. And we all are. Amen to that. And blessings. Merging and balance to all of your yin and yang energies. And yeah, may your life just flow with harmony. Love, peace, and harmony, baby. Mwah. Bye, guys. Ciao.